Films like AQUASPHERE have shown us that anything could go wrong on a water slide. Imagine being stuck, colliding with others, or maybe a slasher cutting up bodies inside the slide. Though that can happen in the real world, we've got the message that water slides can be dangerous. Some are so dangerous that they were permanently shut down. Here are the top 10 most insane banned water slides you can't go on anymore. Number 10. AQUASPHERE Water Slide. Safety is always at the heart of every open water slide, but when all the safety precautions prove faulty, there's no reason to keep a water slide open. The Peninsula Aquatic Recreation Centre PARC in Frankston, Australia, has a pair of notorious slides, but one particular slide, the AQUASPHERE, has been linked to an unusually high number of accidents. It has the most unique-looking slides at any water park that will spark your curiosity on the mysterious ride concealed within its large enclosed orb. As you would have guessed, the water slide takes its adventure around its giant globe before spitting them out. As fun as that sounds, a couple of people have nothing but bad memories from it. The slide has been shut down and reopened more than twice, after many reported head injuries and severe back pains after riding it. When a boy fell off the tube inside the ride and lost consciousness for nearly 15 minutes. The park was shut down, and when it opened again in September 2014, the slide didn't open along with it. It was the end of the AQUASPHERE water slide. Number 9. Cannon Loop, New Jersey. If you haven't heard of it, Action Park is one of the most notorious water parks in the world. The 1980s children of New Jersey practically grew up in Action Park, enjoying the amazing rides and water slides they offered. One slide that was well known and considered dangerous was the Cannonball Loop, which was shut down just a season after its opening. It featured an enclosed water slide that looked like an interdimensional hamster habitat. The end had a loop that made you wonder if it functioned with the devil, because it certainly didn't have anything to do with the laws of physics. I mean, it's quite improbable, don't you think? Even employees confessed that it was a ride to survive, not a ride for fun. What was worse was that after surviving the loop, the slide spit out not into a pool, but on a sort of vaguely wet mat. Many people lost their teeth and had other injuries whenever they slid through the water slide. It closed down after a state inspector watched in horror as an employee together with the interior skeleton hurtled off the track and down the mountain during a function test of the slide. Number 8. VERTIGO Water Slide. It's a good thing this water slide is no more, and you're about to find out why. Located in Aqualandia in Benidorm, Spain, this 108-foot water slide is only for the bold and brave who are looking for their next big challenge. This slide is unlike the ones on this list. This is because before you go to enjoy the thrilling slide, you have to make it through a trap door. Well, it's not like you won't get through, but you never know. When the door opens at the count of 3, the trapdoor drops you down a steep slide and into the water. So what happens when there's a malfunctioning trapdoor? This is what caused the water slide to be banned. On one occasion, the door failed to open all the way and crushed a rider's face, arms, and legs. It scraped all down his legs up to his face. Horrific, right? It gets worse. The park officials didn't bother to call an ambulance. He was treated by an on-site doctor and rushed out of the park with some free zoo tickets for his trouble. To the people's shock, the pool was reopened about 10 minutes later, which didn't seem like enough time to fix a malfunctioning trapdoor. The park was sued and later closed. It wasn't until recently that it was reopened. Number 7. Shoot the Rapids, Cedar Point. If there's a water slide that people celebrated its demolition, that would be the Shoot the Rapids. What was once claimed the world's best amusement park is now nothing but an empty park. You'd mistake it for an abandoned town. For such an aggressive water slide, Shoot the Rapid was just bound to face it. The massive slide literally takes the riders up and splashes you down. For the thrill seekers, it made them feel like a real wild river adventure with canyons, a tunnel, and something unexpected around the corner. What's even wilder is that up to 10 people can fit on one raft and slide down into the water. This is where many accidents and injuries happened. One time, a malfunction happened right when the raft was being pulled to the top of the hill, and it sent it back down the hill before flipping upside down. The raft splashed into the water with 10 traumatized riders stuck with no way out. Luckily, people rushed into the water to save them as they called for help. The incident caused the park to be evaluated, and was later closed. Number 6. Geronimo Falls, Vernon, New Jersey. Did you know that New Jersey has water parks within a short driving distance from every corner of the state? It's like a safe haven for kids and park enthusiasts. The common park that was known for being one of the first real water parks was the Action Park. This park had almost all the slides you could think of, and to top it all, most of them were considered dangerous. The infamous Geronimo Falls was one of them. Not a lot is spoken of this slide, but what we do know is that it was one of the slides that made Action Park close. It caused a lot of accidents with people tumbling off and getting injured. I guess that's the reason why people didn't love it as much. For safety purposes, no water slide has ever tried to match this level of steepness. Number 5. Steamer Slide in Calypso Water Park, Canada. I bet you'd wish you'd gone to all these water slides before they were banned, right? One that you'd have loved is no doubt the Steamer Slide in Calypso Water Park, Canada. It's always the forbidden fruit that tastes the sweetest. The steamer riders had to sit in tubes and then circle a giant funnel before washing into an exit slide. Sounds fun, right? Well, it is, if your inner tube doesn't flip over before you get to the exit. Before the steamer side closed, they'd been slammed with 20 charges due to safety issues of the slide and other slides in the park. For a while, the park was still operating the water slide even after it proved itself dangerous on several occasions, and went ahead and pretended like it wasn't dangerous so people would continue to ride it. They never reported the faulty issues of the steamer to the regulatory body in charge of keeping Ottawa's amusement parks in line. Even after they were sued, they tried to defend themselves by blaming a safety inspector for their ride's problems. Unlucky for them, they were found guilty of the charges and the park was closed down. Number 4. Black Hole Water Slide, Orlando. For those who judge by name, you can tell that this slide in the Wet and Wild Water Park, Orlando, is one to make even the most daring thrill seekers reconsider. The fact that the tube is dark, many people complained about hitting something in the dark, and most times not knowing what they hit. It gives you the creeps of Aquasplash, doesn't it? It's been the target of several lawsuits, all fought by several people who were severely injured while riding this daredevil trap. One man got hit and was injured so badly that he sought and won a $1.73 million lawsuit against the park. Though he'd survived the incident, he later needed a titanium plate surgically inserted in his neck as a result of his injuries. That was probably the black hole's worst injury. Number 3. Hawaiian Falls, Texas. Isn't it awful when bad things happen while out doing something that's supposed to be fun? Trust me, apart from falling off a water slide, the worst thing that could happen to you in a water park is being stuck in a water slide. Unfortunately, this is one of the reasons why the future of Hawaiian Falls is in jeopardy. A Travis County man sued Hawaiian Falls for getting injured when stuck on a slide. The man, Lauro Kashujan, got stuck in the middle of a slide due to a malfunction. It wasn't a big deal until an overweight man came down the slide behind him and knocked him unconscious. He woke up at the bottom of the slide and was taken to the hospital where he was treated for shoulder, back, leg, and head injuries. I don't know about you, but I think WaterSlide should have a safety procedure that tells the ride operator when to send their next rider down. The park was also sued by other people, and between that and them going bankrupt, it's unclear if the Hawaiian Falls Water Park will be back in business. Number 2. VERRUCKT Water Slide, Kansas City. How about letting yourself slide down the nearly vertical 17-story chute? Probably not a good idea. Schlitterbahn, Kansas City wasn't only praised for being the first water park outside Texas, but also because it had an attraction no other water park could claim. That is, the tallest water slide in the world, the VERRUCKT. As its translation in German stated, it was insane. For the adrenaline junkies, the water slide was a bucket list experience without rivals. That is, until August 7, 2016, when a tragic event happened to the Schwab family. The park had offered free admission to Kansas officials and their families as part of a promotion for Elected Official Day. That was how Scott Schwab, Kansas State Representative, and his family found themselves at the water park. His 10-year-old Caleb Schwab was on the front seat riding down the VERRUCKT when the raft went airborne, colliding with a metal pole and safety net that was meant to prevent riders from being thrown from the ride. The result led to his decapitation and instant demise. That was the final time anyone went down the VERRUCKT. Number 1. Kilimanjaro, Brazil. Number 1 rule at any water slide: don't look down. After VERRUCKT shutdown, the Kilimanjaro slide in Brazil stood as the world's tallest water slide. It's just about 4 feet shorter than the VERRUCKT, but a ride down is no doubt an Olympian effort in its own right. Unlike VERRUCKT, Kilimanjaro doesn't involve the use of a raft, thus also holding the record for the highest drop on a body slide. As you'd have guessed, it's named after Africa's tallest mountain. You probably expect the worst from this thrill ride, but for some years, it hasn't been involved in any dangerous scandal, at least none that we know of, though some time back it was banned, due to reasons known to the water park management. It's currently open to the whole world now, so if you enjoy playing dice with the devil, there's plenty of room for you in line. You just need to pick up your bags and go to Rio de Janeiro. Until next time, adios.